Alright, so here we are, guys. We got our first round of new Gold Paladin support, and boy am I glad we're getting this now. Why, you may be asking? Because I was genuinely afraid, since Golds only get like 5 cards in this set and most likely won't make their appearance in the anime until a little bit later. I was genuinely worried I'd just be sitting here for the next couple of weeks panicking that the Gold support was going to be bad, especially considering how the last 2 rounds of Gold support have gone. So yeah, getting this stuff now kind of makes me feel a little bit more at ease. But does it make me happy? Is the Gold support we got any good? Well, let us take a look, and then I'll just give my quick thoughts about how I think this will help or hurt the deck in general. So first and foremost, of the 3 cards revealed, 2 triple rares. I'm actually surprised. I didn't think we'd get 2 triple rares in the set, and the 1 VR. First up is Stronghold of the Black Chains Hoel. He's a grade 1, standard stats and stuff, and his effect is your other unit in the same column as this unit that was placed this turn gets 5,000 power. That's already pretty good, because sometimes in Gold you kind of want those big columns. Also, if Advance of the Black Chains Cahaden is on your Vanguard or Rear Guard, it gains plus 10,000 instead of 5,000. There you go. That is fucking beautiful. This essentially means we bring back the concept of Golds having power columns, as even though a lot of the standard Gold support is good on paper, a lot of times you just end up swinging with these very subpar columns. I love the power, I love the sort of synergy it has with another card, and considering where Gold support this time around is going, I think you're going to see that this will become the best grade 1 in the deck. I'm calling that now. So, then we move on to his partner, Advance of the Black Chain Cahaden. And this card, basic stats for a grade 2 in Excel Clan, and when this card says that when placed, counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, call 1 card from among them to rearguard, shuffle your deck, and if Stronghold of the Black Chains Hoel is on your Vanguard or rearguard, draw 1 card. We did it, guys. It's back. The actual point of Gold Paladin is fucking back. The idea of calling shit from the deck. Now, some of you will be like, oh, well, we had this with Vivian, we had it with Bowman's. Yes, we did. But remember, there was a time where that was the real focus of Golds. Vivian and Bowman are nice, but of course, Bowman only calls 1 specific card. Vivian's cost can be problematic, and also Vivian is just like 1 card, and nothing else in the deck overly synergizes with calling from the deck. So to see us kind of move back in that direction makes me very happy. The problem, what I was sort of trying to get at with Vivian, is that Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1 can be a bit problematic. Counterblasting isn't so bad in the deck, but Soul Blasting can be such a problem, because you have to keep Incandescent in the Soul for Raven. You have to be careful you don't accidentally Soul Blast the Criff if you try to use Vivian while you're still on grade 2. Like, there's all these sort of problems. You just run through Soul too quickly, while a lot of times in your hand you get sort of stuck with not necessarily useful cards, like Wonder Ezel when you don't have Hoel, or Dindrains and you're kind of out of practical ways to call from the hand. So being able to like have the option of Soul Blast or hand is a very good addition to the deck. On top of that, the synergy with Hoel is just really great. Being able to draw and replace the card you lose is a nice little thing. And also, considering it looks like the direction the deck is going in is more searching, more calling from the deck, getting these 2 on the board together will not be hard at all. Especially considering I think both of these cards will be 4 of staples. That being said, the one thing that bugs me is that they are triple rares, and so therefore will be a little bit of a pain in the ass to pick up, especially considering if you look on TCG Player, Gold Paladin prices are already rising, so depending on how much more hype Golds get, this could be a little problematic. And so finally, we have our VR. Blazing Lion Platnia Ezel makes his not really triumphant return to the game. Okay, quick little story. When the original Blazing Line Platnia Ezel came out, I was really hyped. I thought the concept of giving all your rear guards 5k was insane and something that would never be topped, and totally got topped, like, what, 2 years later? But no, I really liked the card in theory. but then when you get it, it kind of becomes not that good. The biggest problems is that it is a limit break 5, so essentially the thing paints a target on your head of just only ever attack the Vanguard when they're at 4 damage, so you sort of lock them out of it. And of course, when it's the Vanguard attack, you have to be very careful if you're going to take it or not. The other thing was that that was its only effect. So you were just sort of stuck with a useless Vanguard. And Counterblast 3 is a very hefty cost in a deck that is as Counterblast heavy as Golds were at the time, and probably always will be. So even though it was good and had its kind of place in the meta, it kind of was more of a hindrance at time than it actually helped. As for this new guy, let's see if he fixes things. Basically what this guy does is Counterblast 1 and change this turn's first drive check to look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, reveal 1 card from among them in your trigger zone, and call 1 card from among them to rearguard. If your soul has 2 or more grade 3 cards, change the second drive check of the turn, and more as well. I'm just going to be straight up honest. I fucking love this card. First up, it kind of goes along with the other 2 cards and fixes one of the big problems with standard Royals, Golds. And in this card's case, it fixes the problem of the grade 3s being way too situational. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my Ezel deck. Ravenhair can be badass in the right situation. But the problem is it's really only good in the right situation. Incandescent's calling effect can come in handy, but for the most part, if you don't use him as the superior ride, he's actually kind of bad. So to justify this, instead of making Ravenhair like really simple and straightforward, you have to specifically have Incandescent in your soul, and then you get its effect. Like, that's kind of problematic. Like, when the deck can rush and everything goes right, it's amazing. But the problem is it needs specific setup, and that can be problematic, especially when you're at a Bushiroad event where things are best of 1 for some ungodly reason. So, yeah, all in all, even though I do like standard Golds in their current state, these cards add a lot more flexibility, a lot more combo potential, and a lot more of just the stuff that makes Gold Paladin Gold Paladin. I'm genuinely excited for this, and even though Gancelot for Royals looks cool too, I am much more interested in putting these bad boys in a deck. I only wish the Pro Play Games Philadelphia event was after this set came out instead of like a couple weeks before. But tell me what you think about these cards below, and as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and let's just wait to see if those last 2 cards are anything to write home about.